It looks like T-Mobile and Sprint parent companies, Deutsche Telekom and SoftBank, are taking the merger and the state's attempt to sue to block the merger. They're taking a step that's really going to help their cause. I think what they're doing is really smart, very brilliant. And of course, big news out of the FCC now that it looks like they're ready to send out the formal circulated document for the approval of the merger. More details in today's video right now. WISPA, Wireless Internet Service Providers Association, they're actually calling for an open public comment period to the FCC in regards to the proposed T-Mobile and Sprint merger. What they want to see is public comment period as a pro-consumer protection for the rural broadband consumer and marketplace. They feel it could directly affect competition against smaller fixed broadband providers. The Rural Broadband Association also asked for a public comment period following DOJ approval in July. So it looks like they're steadfast on getting this open public comment period. No delays involved. The trial is still on for a starting date of December 9th. These associations just want a complete and thorough review by the FCC. Currently, we're looking at a 3 out of 5 FCC commissioner public approval expectation. 2 want more review. Essentially, they're probably looking to deny or go with the block in joining, against the merger. Associations across rural America are just looking for additional review efforts. They claim several items: rural 5G implications, T-Mobile promising 50 plus megabits per second to 90% of rural America, and obviously Dish as a fourth carrier, losing Sprint as a fourth carrier, and then they're looking for roaming agreements. So they've taken these, 3 or 4 bullet points as really big concerns to rural customers and how they can be affected by this piece here. I don't know if it's really leaked or if it's something that's just kind of come out. It's not really public knowledge. I kind of found this document, in following Peter Adderton on Twitter. Anyways, it does involve the T-Mobile and Sprint merger, and it does involve Deutsche Telekom and SoftBank, the parent companies of T-Mobile USA and Sprint. So the parent companies of T-Mobile and Sprint are actually considering and developing new plans where they will be offering settlements to the opposition that is attempting to sue to block the merger. What they're doing is they're working on potentially having concessions that states and their attorneys general might be able to live with in order to allow the merger to proceed and go through its paces. So as of right now, we've got 16 states and the District of Columbia and their attorneys general. They've got this opposition going, and they're trying to build a full head of steam before the December trial date. And it looks like these talks, these discussions are going on a very internal level, very hush-hush and very down low. So these things are not being discussed publicly. Nobody knows the details per se, but the talks are ongoing, which I think this is actually really smart on behalf of Deutsche Telekom, T-Mobile, and then SoftBank and Sprint. So potentially we could see a deal that would involve potentially the Lifeline program forming some sort of a concession. I know for a fact that the Democrats that are representing the merger block and the lawsuit, that's a big thing for them. They want to see the program continue to be supported. Maybe if they got like a 10-year or a 20-year deal to support the Lifeline program, something along those lines might be able to kind of be one of the pieces that the states kind of settle with. So a little bit of information on the Lifeline program. It's $10 a month for families that are living under the poverty line. The FCC has been in strong support of this in the past, especially under the Obama administration and other Democratic representations. However, the new FCC, as it stands today, they are not so keen on the Lifeline program. In fact, in 2016, the Lifeline program was budgeted for $1.53 billion, and in 2018, it was budgeted at $1.16. So clearly, the different FCCs, as you think about like how the administration has changed over the last couple of years, they do things a little differently, and they're prioritizing the Lifeline a little bit less. So obviously, it looks like the FCC wants to scale it back or possibly remove it. There's been rumor of that. So anyways, that's kind of that story, which I think that's kind of a big deal. I'll be following this very, very closely as it pertains to the merger. And in other merger news, Ajit Pai has recommended officially the approval of the T-Mobile and Sprint merger. Ajit Pai, the FCC chair, has long supported it from the very, very beginning, and now it's basically official. So things that he says and claims about the merger: faster deployment of 5G wireless networks, supports increasing the access of high-speed and wireless internet connectivity for rural Americans. Mobile broadband gets more competitive under these concessions. It releases the mid-band spectrum. I think specifically he's talking about Dish, who was unused and hoarded spectrum for many, many years. This kind of releases it into network usage. And, you think about these things and you would think that the FCC is all on board, but that's actually not the case. So there are 5 commissioners, including the chair. Not all commissioners are in agreement. The last I remember, there were 3 commissioners on the same page that were pro-merger. That means there are 2 that are not. I know one of them for sure is Jessica Rosenworcel, who I follow on Twitter, and she has been very adamant about blocking the merger. She's a Democratic representation. She doesn't like the merger as it stands. She questions the issue of, there being less competition. Unfortunately, in this case, I think, her argument doesn't hold up because they are creating a 4th carrier to replace Sprint with the potential to be a better carrier than Sprint is and was. So I disagree with her, all due respect, but I don't see it her way, and I think the other commissioners don't as well as the DOJ. So 3 out of 5 support it. That means it's going to make its rounds as it circulates through the commissioners, and it's probably going to reach approval. It needs 3 out of 5 votes. And the last bit of news, I've got it, and actually I left, this is that circulated document that Ajit Pai sent out to his commissioners. Last bit of news, AT&T T-Mobile have officially teamed up to fight spam and robocalling. So if you are on one of those networks or both, you'll be seeing some action taking place very shortly. They're going to be using a cross-network call authentication standard and technology known as Stir Shaken. It analyzes whether or not the calls are legitimate or not. So you guys tell me in the comment section, how fed up are you with the robocalls and the spam calls? I know I am. And in the last little bit of news, Verizon has officially sold Tumblr. $3 million was the price tag. In 2016, they acquired it with the Yahoo deal and transaction. So when they bought Yahoo, AOL, Tumblr, and had that Go90 thing, it looks like pretty much everything is failing for them. They'll never get return on investment for that bad deal. But anyways, you've got the T-Mobile and Sprint internal discussions going on and reaching settlements with the states. We've got the FCC formally recommending the approval of the T-Mobile and Sprint merger. And then we've got AT&T and T-Mobile teaming up to fight off robocalls and spam. And then the Verizon selling of the Tumblr deal. So that's everything from today. I hope you guys learned something. Hopefully you found it informative and helpful. If you did, please go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And if you'd like to make sure you never miss an upload from the SMT YouTube channel, go ahead and hit that bell so you get the notifications whenever those videos are available. Big shout out to the Discord community. Big shout out to the Patreon. Links in the description box for both of those. And if you would like to support production here on the SMT YouTube channel, there's a PayPal share link in there if you'd like to make a small or occasional monetary donation. I think I'll leave it at that. I want to thank you all for watching. New and old subs and viewers, thank you guys so much for your continued support. I am the SMT, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.